It's 10 mistakes that silently turn your tank into a grave. Most beginners think dead fish means bad luck or weak stock, but most losses come from simple mistakes repeated every day. These errors look harmless until your fish start gasping or dying. If you want healthy fish, fix these before buying anything else. Subscribe now because this channel saves fish and cash fast. Let us start with the dumbest killer of them all: no cycle. A new tank looks clean, but clean glass means absolutely nothing. Your filter is not ready just because the water looks clear. Fish waste turns into ammonia, and ammonia burns gills fast. Then bacteria convert it, but that colony takes time to grow. Without that process, your fish are swimming inside poison daily. Beginners add fish on day one and wonder why they crash. Test kits beat hope because hope does not process ammonia. Cycle the tank before stocking, or do a real fishin' plan. Second mistake is adding too many fish way too fast at once. People treat aquariums like decoration, not like living systems. A full-looking tank on day one is a disaster loading screen. More fish means more waste, more stress, and less oxygen. Your filter needs time to catch up with all that bio load. Dumping 10 fish into a fresh tank is begging for losses. Add slowly, watch parameters, and let the system stabilize. Third mistake is choosing the wrong tank size for the fish. The store sells cute babies and forgets to mention adult size. That tiny pleco becomes a bulldozer with a poop addiction. Goldfish in bowls is not classic at all, it is lazy cruelty. Small tanks swing faster in temperature and water quality too. They are harder, not easier, for beginners to manage well. Get the right tank for the fish, not for your tiny desk. Fourth mistake is trusting the pet store guy without checking. Some staff know their stuff, and some just move inventory. They will sell random fish together and call it peaceful. Peaceful for whom exactly when fins start vanishing overnight? Research every species before you buy a single living thing. Check size, behavior, diet, water needs, and group minimums. A bad stocking choice becomes a daily stress machine for all. Fifth mistake is skipping water tests because the tank looks fine. Fish can be dying in water that still looks crystal clear. Ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, pH, and hardness all still matter. Your eyes cannot detect chemistry, and fish pay the bill. Testing lets you catch problems before bodies start floating. Get a liquid test kit and actually use it like an adult. Sixth mistake is doing giant, messy water changes the wrong way. Dirty water is bad, but total chaos is not a treatment plan. Changing everything at once can shock fish hard and fast. Matching temperature matters more than beginners usually realize. Dechlorinator is not optional unless you enjoy chemical warfare. Vacuum the gunk, change a portion, and keep it consistent. Stable, decent care beats random heroic cleanups every time. Seventh mistake is overfeeding because the fish look hungry. Fish always act hungry because instinct says food is scarce. You are not loving them by dumping flakes like confetti. Extra food rots, spikes, waste, and slowly wrecks your water. Bloated fish and algae explosions usually start with your hand. Feed small amounts and watch everything get eaten quickly. If food hits the floor and sits there, you overdid it badly. Eighth mistake is ignoring temperature and buying no heater. Tropical fish do not thrive in random room temperature roulette. Cold swings weaken immunity and make disease hit much harder. A cheap, reliable heater is less expensive than replacing stock. Use a thermometer too, because heater dials lie all the time. Stable temperature keeps stress down and appetite normal. Ninth mistake is mixing incompatible fish just because they fit. One fish wants soft, acidic water and a calm social group. The other wants hard water, heat, and plenty of room to chase. Then beginners wonder why one species hides and stops eating. Compatibility means behavior, size, and water needs working together. A pretty fish is still a terrible pick for your setup anyway. 10th mistake is adding fish without quarantining new arrivals. One sick newcomer can infect the whole tank in just days. Parasites and bacterial issues often ride in with healthy looks. Quarantine feels annoying until it saves every fish you own. A simple spare tank can prevent a brutal chain reaction. Now here is the nasty pattern behind most beginner losses. They do not come from one mistake, but stacked mistakes. New tank, too many fish, overfeeding, and still no test kit. That combo murders fish while the owner blames bad luck. Fish keeping gets easy when you stop improvising like a maniac. Build slow, test often, and stock the tank with a real plan. In the next part, we hit the mistakes people ignore longest. We are talking filters, cleaning myths, and fake shortcuts. When you rush this hobby, the fish pay for it in full daily. Slow down now, and your tank can stay stable for years. That alone will put you ahead of most beginners online. Plenty of tanks look good in photos and fail in silence. Your job is not a pretty tank, but a truly healthy one. Healthy tanks come from boring habits done again and again. That is the whole game, and beginners hate hearing that part. But the fish do not care about your ego, pride, or budget. They care about oxygen, clean water, and low stress daily. Fix those basics first, and fancy gear becomes secondary. Miss them, and even expensive setups can still become death traps. Keep watching, because the second half gets even more brutal. Mistake 11 is cleaning the filter until it becomes sterile. Beginners rinse media under tap water and kill good bacteria. Then the tank mini-cycles, and fish eat the consequences. Your filter media should be cleaned gently in old tank water. You want flow restored, not every microbe blasted to hell. Mistake 12 is replacing all filter media because the box says so. Manufacturers love selling cartridges more than protecting your cycle. If the media still holds shape, it is probably still useful. Throwing it all away can wipe out the tank's stability. Replace only what is falling apart, and never all at once. Mistake 13 is scrubbing everything until the tank looks perfect. A spotless tank is not automatically a healthy aquarium. Some biofilm and algae are normal parts of a working system. When beginners deep clean every surface, they remove stable biology. Clean for health and flow, not for some sterile showroom fantasy. Mistake 14 is chasing pH like a gambler chasing losses. Fish hate unstable water more than slightly imperfect numbers. Constant pH swings stress them harder than a steady value does. Unless a species has strict needs, stop obsessing over tiny shifts. Stable parameters usually beat chemical tinkering by a mile. Mistake 15 is ignoring oxygen and surface movement completely. Fish do not just need water, they need gas exchange too. A still surface can mean lower oxygen, especially in warm tanks. Gasping near the top is not your fish being dramatic at all. Increase surface agitation and check that the filter flow is real. Mistake 16 is buying fish before learning their adult behavior. That cute community fish may become a territorial little psycho. Some species need schools, some need caves, and some need space. Ignore those needs, and stress becomes the tank's default setting. Behavior problems often start long before visible fighting happens. Mistake 17 is adding bright lights and zero hiding spots. Fish do not want to live on a bright stage all day long. Without cover, shy species stay stressed and immune systems drop. Plants, wood, rocks, and sight breaks make fish feel secure. A secure fish eats better, colors up better, and lives longer. Mistake 18 is treating every white spot like the same disease. Beginners panic, pour random meds, and make things even worse. Ick, fungus, bacteria, and stress damage can look similar fast. Guessing with medication can crush shrimp, plants, and good bacteria. Observe first, identify the issue, then treat with a clear reason. By the way, the guide in the description covers setup basics too. It is there if you want fewer mistakes and fewer dead fish. Mistake 19 is skipping maintenance for weeks then correcting. Neglect followed by panic cleaning is the classic beginner combo. Fish like steady routine more than dramatic rescue missions. Set a simple weekly schedule and stop winging everything. Small regular care prevents the disasters that feel so sudden. Mistake 20 is believing expensive gear can replace good habits. A fancy light will not fix overstocking or dirty water. A smart filter does not save fish from lazy maintenance. This hobby punishes shortcuts no matter how premium they look. Spend where it matters, but do not blindly worship equipment. Now let us tie all this together like ruthless adults would. Fish usually die from stress stacking, not one cartoon villain. Bad cycle, bad stock, bad feeding, bad maintenance, bad patience. Each problem weakens fish until a small trigger finishes the job. Then the owner says the species was fragile or impossible. No, the setup was sloppy, and the fish paid for it fully. The good news is beginner mistakes are easy to fix early. You do not need genius-level knowledge to keep fish alive. You need patience, consistency, and the ability to stop guessing. Test the water, feed less, stock slower, and watch behavior. That basic formula beats 90% of beginner chaos online. Also, stop believing every viral hack you see on shorts. Quick tips with no context kill more fish than they help. Aquariums reward people who respect biology over cheap convenience. That is why boring habits outperform flashy impulse buys. If your fish are hiding, clamped, pale, or gasping, do not wait. Check parameters first before blaming food, luck, or the moon. Most problems leave clues long before they become body counts. Learn those clues, and you stop reacting like a tourist. You start running the tank instead of the tank owning you. That is when fish keeping becomes peaceful instead of frustrating. You will spend less money, lose fewer fish, and enjoy it more. And your tank will stop feeling like a weekly emergency room. Beginners think success is buying the perfect fish on day one. Real success is building water so stable that fish just thrive. That part is not sexy, but it is what actually works daily. Every great aquarium sits on a pile of boring, right decisions. That is the truth stores and flashy creators rarely sell. They sell urgency, because urgency makes beginners spend stupidly. You do not need urgency, you need control and restraint. Slow setups beat rushed setups almost every single time. If you remember nothing else, remember this brutal little rule. Every choice that protects stability usually protects your fish too. Every impulsive choice usually taxes the tank sooner or later. That is the whole hobby stripped of all the fancy nonsense. If this saved you from beginner screw-ups, hit subscribe now. Drop your worst aquarium mistake in the comments down below too. And check the link in the description if you want the guide. Build slower, test more, and your fish will thank you by living.